I can finally talk about the Detroit Pistons again. It's been months since I made a YouTube video about the Detroit Pistons, frankly, because they've been so bad. If I would have kept making a video about the Detroit Pistons, it would have been the same video over and over again, talking about how bad they were, talking about how much I can't wait till they fire Dwayne Casey, and if they don't fire Dwayne Casey, this franchise is a joke, and they finally did. Yesterday, it came out after the Pistons finished up an atrocious season where they lost Cade Cunningham and they just kept tanking for a top 3 pick, and we'll get into that later in the video. But Dwayne Casey came out yesterday after the game saying he is stepping down and moving into a front office role. That is huge because the last few years I've been calling for Dwayne Casey's job. There's nothing against Dwayne Casey. I think he's a great person. I've met him in person before. He was nothing but cool to me, nothing but a good human being, but he was an awful head coach. And I really believe he's been an awful head coach, and I'll get into that right now. When he was on Toronto, what did they do? They always had one of the top records in the regular season, but once they got to the playoffs, they were always getting bounced in the first or second round. And then once he left Toronto, they had Kawhi Leonard, but they had won the NBA Finals. I know there was a lot of the reason was because of Kawhi, but they also won the NBA Finals the year he left. And when he was on the Detroit Pistons, when we had Blake Griffin and all those boys, when we went to the playoffs the first couple seasons with Dwayne Casey, I was questioning his decision-making. His decision-making was really frustrating towards the end of the games, whether it have been substitutions, offensive plays when it's a close game down the middle. A lot of our offensive sets with Dwayne Casey was just a pick and roll with your star player, and if that's not there, then you're chucking up a shot late in the shot clock. There was no offensive sets. And then on defense, we probably were in the bottom half of the league through defensive rating through his tenure here. It just hasn't been working with Dwayne Casey, and I was getting worried towards the end of the season that there's no rumors coming around that Dwayne Casey's stepping down. There's no rumors coming out that Dwayne Casey's gonna he's gonna get fired. I was getting nervous because I was like, I'm not gonna watch this Detroit Pistons team if Dwayne Casey's our head coach. There's been no progress. Even when we've been rebuilding, there's been no progress, man. Besides Cade and Jaden Ivey. Now let's talk about the state of the Detroit Pistons. We got to be one of the more attractive franchises right now with a vacant head coaching job. Why do I say it? That we must be one of the more attractive places for a head coach to come here. We got young talent. We got Cade Cunningham, who when healthy is one of the best young guards in this league. Cade is a beast of a player, and when he is healthy, I'm excited to see what he can do with a brand new head coach. And then we have another top rookie this season who was balling out, was climbing up the rookie ladder towards the end of the season. I don't know if he's going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't know who's going to win Rookie of the Year. They usually give it to a rookie who was balling out like they did last year with Scotty Barnes. I really think Cade got hosed on that. I think Cade should have won Rookie of the Year last year, but that's a whole another video topic. So let's keep talking about the state of the Detroit Pistons. You got young talent all on this team. Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, and then you still got James Wiseman, I think, unless he is becoming a free agent because we took him on the trade deadline, and that may have been the end of his contract. And then we still got Marvin Bagley. You got young talent all on this team, and I'm really excited for that. And that's really intriguing for a young head coach to want to come here. That's what I really believe the Detroit Pistons need right now. A young head coach that understands today's NBA, understands that new sets, understands defense in today's NBA. And the top 2 candidates right now for the Detroit Pistons are Ime Udoka and let's talk about that for a second. I'm all about Ime Udoka. I think Ime Udoka would be a great head coach for this Detroit Pistons organization, but the Pistons obviously got to do their due diligence through from what transpired in the Boston Celtics organizations last year. They suspended him for 1 year for relationship misconduct or whatever it was within their organization. He was hooking up with somebody, a female in their organization. They had an affair, and reportedly it was consensual, but right now it's starting to come up, or was coming out, where he was saying some things through text, and I don't know with the whole situation, but I think he just needs a fresh start, and I would take him here in Detroit. And then another name that's emerging as a head coach is, I think his name is Charles Cross, an assistant head coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. I'd take that. The Milwaukee Bucks have been awesome for the last few years. They won the championship 2 years ago, and I think if they make a run in this season, I think if Giannis stays healthy, Drew Holiday stays healthy, and Chris Middleton stays healthy throughout these playoffs, I think the Milwaukee Bucks can win another championship this year. So yes, I would take a head coach from the Milwaukee Bucks, another small market team, to come here and coach this small market team. And the Detroit Pistons have about $14.5 million in cap space, according to Spot Track, and I don't know if that's the actual number, because then on the side it says $51 million in practical salary cap space. I have no clue what that means. Maybe in the comment section you guys can let me know what that means. So we have some money to work with. You got a top 3 pick. Hopefully you should have a top 3 pick. You have the top 3 odds to land the number 1 pick. And if we land the number 1 pick, this place even becomes even more attractive, because you got Victor Wembanyama, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, James Wiseman, Marvin Bagley. That thing would be awesome. But if we miss out on Victor Wembanyama, you're still getting a top pick, Brandon Miller, or you're getting Scoot Henderson. I would take those players in a heartbeat, man. The Detroit Pistons finally got some good news yesterday. I'm finally pumped that they got rid of Dwayne Casey for the reasons I said earlier in the video. Now it's time to keep this momentum moving forward. Let's get a top pick. Let's add some more talent through free agency, and let's see where this thing's looking like at the beginning of the year, man. Because to this season, I know we're rebuilding, and I know Cade Cunningham got hurt, but I think this season was a huge regression during this rebuild, man. And I know a lot of teams were tanking for you. We know who's coming out in the number 1 draft pick. It's on the NBA app. That's why Dallas tanked on Friday, because they want a shot at getting Victor Wembanyama, man. Victor Wembanyama is one of the best prospects coming out, and if we get him, it's going to be crazy here in Detroit. Motor City, let me know what you guys think about Dwayne Casey stepping down and moving into the front office. I'm really pumped about it. I'm glad we have a chance to get Ime Udoka. I'm glad we have a chance to get Charles Cross. I want one of these top head coaches candidates to come here in Detroit, because I think this place, if we got a head coach that understands today's NBA, understands what today's NBA entails with defense and offense, this team could be going places. But right now, let's get the right head coach in here. I'm glad Dwayne Casey stepped down. Motor City, it's your boy T signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.